women, they don't cook, they don't clean, they don't do nothing. They just want to put their lashes on, get them lace fronts, look fly, do all of that stuff, but they know nothing about keeping a home. They know nothing about rearing children outside of dressing them up cute and putting them on Instagram dancing. Like, what do you know about being a mother? And it goes back to these independent women from the 80s and the 90s that did not teach their daughters how to be wives. We are the only culture that does not teach our daughters to be wives. We teach our daughters to be independent women. We teach them how to be boss chicks. We teach them how to be everything else but a wife and a mother. These new women.
So she raises a good point about today's society. And it actually, I've noticed it's actually a culture thing. That's the most important thing. It's actually a culture thing. And it starts in the household. So again, like I said, I was raised in a household where I had my mom and dad, and I grew up with three sisters and one brother, me being the youngest. So I actually had a lot of people to learn from. And one of the things I notice is, especially in our culture, our women are, they're raised to be young women. They're raised to cook. They're they're raised to learn how to cook, not just cook. They're raised to watch their mothers cook. They're raised to help their mothers in the kitchen. They're raised to help with their baby siblings. They're raised to help with their nieces and nephews. They're raised to be nice to each other. So I think it's mostly like a cultural disconnect. Um, and I was doing some research about how the black community, how they were prior to like the 1960s and 50s, before that, and people were actually very family oriented in those times. And if you notice like the timeline of how things happened in this country with like um Jim Crow, with segregation or desegregation, um the the implementation of drugs in black communities to destroy communities starting from the babies, because um if you know much about the Black Panthers in California, um, um, it was this movie I was watching where they actually mentioned and in a lot about how the CIA, or was it the FBI, one of those, um, cooperated with drug lords and people who were big drug kingpins, basically, who were setting up contracts to allow them to bring drugs into black communities, so they would destroy black communities and prevent any other uprisings, basically, of Black Panther esque people, to destroy the people from, gaining that, like, that insight, I guess. I'm trying to use big words. But since then, the black community's never really been the same. More people started to, fall into drugs, both men and women. So the households were being destroyed. Um, and then there's, with the drug system, the prison system, to keep not only black men but also black women imprisoned, and used as free, cheap slave labor. There's that. But then there's also the constant systems of child support. What else? Um, uh, Food stamps, that you can't receive food stamps if a man is in the house, or if if a man is in the house, I think it was one of those rules to one of these programs. I don't know which specific program it is, but all of these things leading well after the 1950s and on, they've actually destroyed black families. So this is mostly an American black thing. So me being Haitian, I come from a different culture. So when I come here and I see everyone acting like this, I'm like, what what the hell's going on? So I think it's mostly a cultural thing, which is why I chose this video. But our culture, they're raised to not even just raised to do it. They just want to do it because it's in their culture. Like it has to be in your household. You have to actually see it. Um, you have to actually live it to actually want it later on in life. Even if you grow up and you're like, oh, I don't wanna. Damn, my camera's overheating. Damn. So that might be the end of this video. Um, it was only 50 minutes long, but alas, we must end it here. Um, but let me add these last quick points, just so we don't leave off on a cliffhanger. So let's look at some of these comments real quick before we leave. So someone mentions here, unfortunately, she's speaking from her experience and lens. Truth is, humans go into survival mode when they are being annihilated. And the same question she has for women, I ask for men. Why aren't the majority of black men raised to be husbands? So she said she's speaking from her experience. And there's truth to that. Her household might have been different, where she wasn't raised like that to see it everywhere. And the circles she was running in, they probably experienced the same thing. Now, why aren't black men raised to be husbands? It goes back to the family structure. You know, if there's a man in the house, to teach them how to be a man, because I don't believe that women can really teach a man how to be a man. She could teach the young boy how to live in this world and how to um, properly move. She could still teach you how to be a man, but I think it would be a different experience if it was coming from the father, because he lives this. He lives being a man. She doesn't. So that's just a slight difference. Isn't that a lace front? Oh my God. Hate comments. Isn't that a lace front and lashes? Yeah, right. Unless you've done extensive research and have statistical evidence, remain silent. Speak from your own experience. I have 8 children and I raise my children to be wives and responsible husbands. There we go. It starts in the household. So again, she might just be speaking from her experience and the group of friends she rolls around in. So it might just be her experience, like she said. But it all does start in the household. And that's where it's built up, and that's where it can break down. So having a broken family structure can lead to broken people later on. Having a strong family structure with strong morals and strong goals and strong views and ideologies, you'll more likely than not grow up with those same strong ideologies later. Whether you're a man or a female, whether you're raised to cook, clean, look after the children, and be nice, feminine, and friendly, whether you're a man and you're taught to take care of the house, cut the lawn, pay the bills, Make sure there's food on the table, protect your family, teach them disciplinary action. Yeah, yeah, the belt comes in handy. So we all have our roles in that household. And whether you're the kids where you listen to your parents' instruction and you're learning to um, not just be obedient, but think for yourself if something's not right, when you're not in their presence, right? If you're with your friends, those morals, they stick with you. So you'll know more likely than not to do some dumb shit. So it starts in the household. But as you could see right here, my camera's overheating, so we're gonna end it there. Again, this is the Get Up Show. I hope you all enjoyed this kind of content. If you did, like the video for more. I'm gonna try to chop this up and add it into YouTube as chopped up videos. So stay tuned for those. And there wasn't really anyone in the chat today, so there wasn't really comments. But feel free to join in on the live show. We'll try to go up more consistently. Mondays. This is Monday, right? Yeah, Monday. I think I have it Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I think I have it for. So be sure to tune in for those. I'll try to have these next few videos up in the next couple of days, within the next couple of days. So be on the lookout for those. And again, if you'd like to support the show further, Cash App tag is right here. Instagram tag is right here if you want to follow me on Instagram. And we're out of here, baby. Bye.